first thing is that when you have to interpret a natal chart, you have to calculate it first. And this has always been a big gap because it can take up to half an hour to an hour to do this manually. And with computer software now it can be done quite quickly. But with the secret language of astrology, you can use our website, which has been specially created to do all the calculations for you. This means that as soon as you have bought the book and log on to the website, you can put in the time, date and place of birth, or if you don't know the time of birth, just the date and place of birth for yourself and your friends. And the website will produce a chart like that, and also it will start to interpret the chart with a planet in sign interpretation. But of course that's not the end of the day. You have to actually then go much more deeply into it. And the book that we have here explains how you can go deeply into interpreting a chart. On page 152, for example, if you look at page 152 that you've got there, you will see that on the right hand side there's a little black area, which is in fact the area of the sky, a particular little piece of the area of the sky at a particular day in the area near where I live in Surrey. And then on the other side there's a chart, and there's a slight circle in that chart which is in fact the same as that area of the sky. If you look at it carefully, you'll see that the planets coincide. Now obviously the whole of the heavens around us are much more than that, and the chart that you can see, that big lovely colourful chart, is all of the heavens around us, not only the bit you can see up in the sky, but the bit you can see beneath it. And this is the whole chart that a serious astrologer interprets. And this is something that you, after reading these last few pages of the book to show you how to put the pieces together, and using all the information in the book, can start doing for yourself without going through a formal study of computers and of astrology. So here we have the chart that will be created for you. The example that's given is that of the Dalai Lama. It shows you how to start building the information about the Dalai Lama from very basic keywords which anyone can understand just by referring to a simple table. So this is the way it works. It's very simple. Now, to just give you a few examples of this, because of the topicality of it, this morning I created a chart. I went to secretlanguageofastrology.com, which is what you should do, and you can do that before you buy the book, though of course it's much better to buy the book and be able to do it fully. But you go to secretlanguageofastrology.com, and I put in the time, date and place of the birth of Barack Obama, being such a topical person of the day. And this is his chart in front of you, and this is the auto interpretation it gave. Now, for the people who are listening to this, or who are there now who don't know very much about astrology, I'm just going to show you this book has beautiful illustrations of the signs of the zodiac. So the first thing that chart told me was that Barack Obama was born with the sun in Leo, and the picture that we have for the sun in Leo looks like that. That gives you the idea of a solar, creative, proud, beautiful person. And yet that's just one part of the man. As we all know, he's a great communicator. He makes very long, complicated, intelligent speeches. This is his Gemini Moon, because the chart says, the calculation says he's got the moon in Gemini. So you see, here we have a man who is a combination of a Leo sun and a Gemini moon. And then also, because of the spinning of the Earth on its axis, the way he presents that to the world, and this is what's sometimes a bit difficult with Barack Obama, because people think he's talking down to them or he's a bit intellectual, is that he's got the ascendant, which is the point that was in the east at the time he was born. I just have to look at this myself now. In Aquarius, which is this sign here. I was looking at Libra, that's right, there we are, Aquarius. So this is much more intellectual. Now, most of you, anyone who doesn't know that much about astrology has sometime or other looked at the sun sign columns in the newspaper. And if you don't know more than that, then those of you who do know a lot about astrology will know it's quite a big jump to learn all the other bits and pieces. And the idea why we've published this book and taken so much trouble to make it such a beautiful book is because we are very conscious of making it as easy as possible for people who don't know very much about astrology to make that leap without it becoming too technical and complicated. And so today I just want to give you an idea of how useful this book is.